is good! Beer is good! It's tough!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of The Beer Chasers. So in the last episode, John and I were down in Fort Lauderdale checking out the Funky Buddha Brewery, and while we were there, we stopped at Rock and Roll Ribs. So what Rock and Roll Ribs is, it's a restaurant owned by Iron Maiden members. So as you can imagine, there's Iron Maiden memorabilia all over the place. They got Iron Maiden music blasting throughout, and the barbecue was pretty good. But while we were there, we had a chance to check out a beer called The Trooper, which is an Iron Maiden themed beer. We figured, hey, we're here, we got a camera, let's go ahead and film. So we did it quick and dirty, and we present that to you now. Let's check it out. Trooper is an extra strong bitter ale created by Iron Maiden lead singer Bruce Dickinson and is brewed by Robinson Family Brewers. The beer shares its name with an Iron Maiden song, which is inspired by the famous Charge of Light Brigade that took place at the Battle of Balaclava during the Crimean War in 1854. It has an ABV of 4.7%, Beer Advocate rates it at 76, Rate Beer rates it at 92. Beer Chasers in Lauderdale, stopped at a Rock and Roll Ribs, got ourselves the Trooper at the Rock and Roll Rib Bar. Figured let's go ahead and do a review.
Yeah, man, let's
go through it, man.
Yeah, man. Well, the appearance, it looks like an English bitter to me, man. Clear, foamy head.
So what is an English bitter? Kind of what makes an English bitter?
English bitter is, it was bitter back in the day, not so much now. You know, it has more hops than normal beer, but it's like, you know, it's nowadays.
It's kind of like the original IPA, kind of.
Back in the day, back like 200 years ago, I would say so.
Okay.
But nowadays, not so much. It's good beer. Looks like a bitter to me. 5 out of 5 for that. I like it.
Alright, let's give it a smell. Smell some hops.
Some hops, some malts, all that good stuff. 4 out of 5 for me. I like it, man. Cheers. Trooper, man.
It deserves its bitter. It is bitter, but it's not like hoppy bitter.
Yeah, it's not. Well, that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like a malty bitter, but not overly like what we're expecting hop bitter, because the English bitter back in the day isn't what we're expecting now.
I actually like that. I prefer that over the IPA.
I love English beers. One of my favorite sessionable beers of all time, I'd say.
That's what I'm here for, man.
For that reason, I'm going to get a 4 out of 5 because I love English bitter. This matches it properly. 4 out of 5 for that for me, man.
Alright, how about the mouthfeel?
Man. Mouthfeel, right about where it should be. A little overcarb for English bitter. English bitter shouldn't have too much carbonation. About half is what you actually expect from a real beer. Like pale ales or IPAs, half is that. It's a weird thing because most people don't think there should be as much carbonation, but it's actually half of it. And for me, I think this matches it close. A little overcarb though. So for that reason, 4 out of 5 for me though.
I'll trust you, man. That's my first English strong bitter. So
I love bitters, man.
Overall, how do you feel about the Trooper?
What I give it a 5, a 4, a 4 and a 4.
Yep.
I think so. So that gives me about 4.5, I think. It's a solid beer, solid English bitter. Pick it up whenever you can, man. The Trooper Iron Maiden, man. I like it.
Cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and give it an 8 out of 10. Definitely a strong beer. Again, if you like IPAs, it's definitely not like an IPA. It's not like a hoppiness, but it does have some bitterness. Again, I'm not familiar with English strong bitter, so very surprising to me. It has a little bit of the ale, a little bit of the bitter. I like it. It's 8 out of 10 all day long.
I like it, man.
So there you go. Quick and dirty. That was the Trooper. Rock and Roll Ribs. Let's drink this beer.
Rock and Roll Ribs for Lauderdale, buddies.
Alright, so that was the Trooper, the Iron Maiden themed beer we had at Rock and Roll Ribs. So again, John and I didn't expect to be doing a review when we got there. We saw it on the menu and said, hey, let's just go ahead and do it. So real quick and dirty. So since that review was kind of on the quick side, I went ahead and went back through the last couple weeks of footage, compiled some blooper footage for you, and we're going to go ahead and roll that now. Let's check it out. Ready? Door's going to ring, you know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Bing bong! That's not a badge. A beard straight.
It's pretty straight.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of The Beer Chasers.
Today we're going to be drinking some beers from the Allagash Brewery.
I told you! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of The Beer Chasers.
Today we're going to be drinking some beers from the Allagash Brewery. We got 4 total, drinking 2 today. Part 2 is going to have the other 2. Yeah. Got that pretty, that was pretty good.
That was good, that was smooth. Smooth with a V.
Smooth, like, always smooth like Keystone.
Yuck. Yeah, like my butthole after drinking Keystone, maybe.
Butthole.
Real smooth and foamy.
Hello.
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 Alright, so those tastings complete. That's going to wrap up part 1 of... I put 2 fingers on it.
Part 1. you. Part 1 of the Beer Chasers.
Alright, so those 2 tastings complete. That's going to wrap up part 1. I did it again. Why do I do
You
that?
really look forward to part 2.
I'm so looking forward to part 2. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of The Beer Chasers.
I was compiling.
Such a nerd.
I know.
And the last beer we're going to taste from Allagash is the 4.
That was weird. It's like a Rock, paper, scissors. What's the 2 for? Oh, 2 and 2. So yeah.
Scissors.
I can't do that. Those episodes of South Park where he's like scissoring or whatever the it was. Oh no, it's on! What was in?
So the last beer we're going to taste.
Are we doing it?
And the last beer we're going to taste is the Allagash 4.
Why is that gross? Yeah, he's a little tall. Why is that so weird? It's weird. I thought you were doing that.
Come on, let's do it.
So ours is touching. We're not doing this.
No, we're scissoring.
Oh god. Alright, I'll get over it.
So the final beer we're going to taste is the Allagash 4.
Come on, bud.
I'm the drunk every day. I don't need to be the drunk.
Hey, look at John doing community service and stuff. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of The Beer Chasers.
Yeah, man, they were fucking brutal.
Alright. We got blooper reel, that's great.
I was honestly about to up right there anyways.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of The Beer Chasers.
Sorry.
John forgot his line.
I know I did.
Alright, so that's going to do it for... Alright! Look at me! Oh, that's the beer! Alright, so that's going to do it for this episode of The Door Slammers.
Door slammers?
This episode of The Door Slammer.
That's a whole new show.
That's a good stuff, man. Slamming doors.
Alright, so that's going to wrap up this episode of The Beer Chasers.
Yeah, man, had a great time. Got to drink some good beer. Saw a good door, man.
Saw a good door.
That's not your door, man.
It was a great door. Hey, look at that door.
I mean, that door. Holy cow, that door.
Alright.
I don't know what I would do without that door.
Commentator Brian.
You'll get credits
Yeah.
if you want them.
Credit to Brian Engel for putting up with our bullshit.
Alright. Because my tripod sucks. Alright, so that's going to wrap up this episode of The Beer Chasers.
Yeah, dude. God damn it.
We shouldn't film that anymore. Alright, so that's going to wrap up this episode of The Beer Chasers.
Yeah, dude, then we gotta try some good beer, see a cool brew tour, check out a great brewery, man.
Yeah, if you're ever down here in South Florida, Lauderdale, hurry.
My line was perfect.
This is what happens when you don't have a script, you don't practice, you just wing shit.
Nobody got time for that.
Why do
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Why do we have 48 views? I don't know.
We had love this shit.
But going now.
Man. You miss comedy gold sometimes doing that. You'll learn. My unhired cameraman who's getting paid.
Getting paid. You got that?
Well, I don't want to get paid.
No, literally, getting paid.
No, that's what I mean.
You're like, oh no!
I'd rather be unpaid. Unpaid.
Okay, no, you get that?
Mushroom stamp for the face. Alright, so that was some bloopers and outtakes from the last couple episodes. Hope you guys enjoyed that. It's really cool to be able to share some of that with you because as you can see, we get a couple beers in us, things start getting loose, the shenanigans come out, and not all that makes it on camera. So I've been trying to save some of that stuff, and every couple episodes we'll share some more with you. So before we go, I want to remind everybody that we have a retro game night coming up that the Beer Chasers are hosting out at the bar called Mermaid Juice. It's going to be May 3rd. Doors are going to open at 6 p.m. and there's no cover. Basically, we're going to have like an Atari, a couple Nintendos, a Super Nintendo, and maybe a couple other consoles set up there for everybody to come out and play free of charge. And we're going to be doing a Nintendo competition. We've got live music by the band Dogs. We've got live music by the video game cover band Random Encounter. And as always, Mermaid Juice and Dano, they've got a great craft beer selection. So come on out, play some old school games with us, drink some great beer, and just have a good time. Again, it's going to be Saturday, May 3rd, doors 6 p.m., no cover, can't go wrong. Alright, so that's going to wrap up the episode. So until next time, we'll see you later.
Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. And soft. Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. Let's go drink some beer.